So guys, generally the biggest problem that we have in cryptocurrency is basically not understanding what the ability of a project can do for the cryptocurrency space, or what a cryptocurrency project can do for the utility of the world. So these are two very important aspects that I would like you to look into as far as when it comes into investing in crypto. Why do I say that? Because these are some important values that you have to understand, that these two values will make excuse me, a cryptocurrency project actually valuable. Now, getting into internet computer, what I started to dig into this project and started to dissect information about why this project would be so good. Well, I started to look at, well, what type of value does this project internet computer bring to the table? So I started looking at it, and the first thing I did was look at their ecosystem. Guys, freaking massive ecosystem. I'm talking about there's tons and tons of developers that have already built on this ecosystem. There have been social media decentralized applications that are built on this. Why do I think that's important, guys? Social media is the connectivity globally through personality. So when I look at what this can be as far as a real world utility, social media, decentralized platforms is going to gain interest from a specific group of age range, right? So I'm thinking that, teenagers and young adults, and even older people will generally flow into wanting to use decentralized social media platforms. Now, there's already a few on there, and Discover is one of the big ones where you could actually incorporate NFT building in private communities and token gated communities, which is pretty much, it's almost like having the power of a group, and the only way to get involved in this group is for you to purchase whatever coin or whatever NFT or whatever tokenization is related to that community, which is super awesome, right? Because I mean, you look at it, and that's what today is like. Instead of having a centralized Patreon or a centralized Discord or a centralized Twitter, you have a decentralized social media platform that you're bringing value, but in cryptocurrency, which is very, very unique, because that is essentially what we're gearing up for. If you're in love with crypto, you're going to understand that having a foundation where you could continuously utilize cryptocurrency and build into a bigger ecosystem with cryptocurrency tokens, applying that to platforms, to exchanges, decentralized exchanges. These are the key valuable points that are going to make cryptocurrency successful. So afterwards, looking at the ecosystem, I started to dig into what their blockchain is really about, or what are they trying to accomplish with their blockchain. And it's very significant when it comes to looking at blockchains, because internet computer essentially is it's a cloud computing platform that allows the decentralized apps to be built on this cloud, and the transactions through their blockchain are pretty quick. The speeds, that's important, but the fees, that's really what we want to look at, is like, how much is it going to cost to use this platform versus using something like Ethereum. Obviously Ethereum is super high, super huge fees, especially when it comes to the market being in a strong position. So what I'm saying is, when the markets are super high, Ethereum tends to raise their gas fees to perform any transactions on their blockchain. Now looking at something like internet computer, that has the ability to do the same processes, which is exchanging different coins for stable coins or whatever the case may be, and the fees are very low. Now this is what's super important when it comes to understanding, well, this is the value that I need, this is the cost savings that I would want, because internet computer is built like Ethereum. It's essentially the same thing. When I line up 3 projects that are very similar, actually 4, I found 4 projects that are very similar, which is Ethereum, Solana, internet computer, and Flux. Now there's other protocols that are running the same types of systems, but these 4 are really very similar to each other. They're all cloud computing storage, and they all do fast transactions, and they all have the ability to handle big workloads, and I mean like a lot of flood of transactions coming in, they all have the ability to perform that. But looking at internet computer versus other ones, they have an extended system built, which is basically their system that they put in place for their blockchain. So essentially, when I looked at internet computers blockchain, I'm looking for specific things. What I'm looking for is, are they scalable? How is their transaction rates? How many users can they handle? Are they built for a major scale of users to just flood in? Because potentially that's what's going to happen when the bull run comes and money starts to flow into these projects. They start to get known, and then people start looking at their protocols, and they start looking at, is it possible to actually use this as an everyday device on a decentralized network? Because ultimately that's the goal, is decentralization out of this Web 2. So basically, if you ever hear the term of Web 3 to Web 2, it's essentially going from a centralized global system that is monitored by every system dominance that's out there. Web 3 is decentralized, where we take that off of the chain. So what it is that when you're on Web 2, you're using it, and globally you could get, I don't want to say hacked, but somebody could understand what's going on based on the information that's coming out of your computing system. Decentralization takes that away, so it's more privacy and security. And that's essentially what it's all doing, is we're going from giving all of our information to taking back all of our information and data. That's why data is so important for Web3. The security of data should to be more exact. So these are the things with decentralization is I want to see, is this project secure enough to be able to withstand a massive influx of users and be able to maintain the same level of security. And Internet Computer has done that, and they've been successful at doing that, and they're building to continue doing that. And not only that, is the developers that are building within this ecosystem, massive, massive, massive. This project has some massive potential and massive gains. So when it comes to having Internet Computer in your portfolio, like the thumbnail recommended, that's what I recommend. And as far as profit taking goes, I have a strategy. If you go to my Patreon, you could sign up to my Patreon. I have a specific strategy exit plan for Internet Computer. If you guys are interested in checking that out, you could go head over to the Patreon, sign up, and you could get inside the Patreon and see the exit strategies that I put together for Internet Computer. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys got at least a little bit of value out of it. And, you could take some of that knowledge with you and understand how to research and how to understand how projects are developing to maintain that real world utility and be creative within the cryptocurrency space, guys. So I want to thank you again. I hope you guys have a wonderful, blessed day. Take care. Be blessed.